That's a little ready. Did you come to them? Yeah, I seen it. Well, a pleasant morning and welcome to the Demerara Cricket Club, the home of the legends. And welcome to the Demerara Cricket Board Inter-Association T20 Day of Finals. Two games scheduled for today, third place playoff and then the grand final. John Ramsing here alongside Sean Messiah. Sean, pleasant morning. How are we looking?
Good morning, John. Morning to all the listeners. John, I think today is been destined for a spectacular event. Nice sun, a bit of heat, but nevertheless, I think the breeze will come through eventually.
All right, so we scheduled for a 9:30 start. First game, tell us about that game. It's a third place playoff.
Yes, the first game is between the East Coast Canje Phesants and the East Bank Eagles. East Coast won the toss and they decided to bat. Third place playoff, the winner will walk away with a trophy, and we have a prize for the man in the match.
Yeah. Some new players coming on, especially for this game, the third place playoff. Some of those players know, probably missed out on earlier matches, but now trying to make an impression. Maybe you can tell us about some of those players.
Um, yes, well, John, the East Coast and the East Bank got a lot of youths
Yeah.
right today, and they want to look at a guy named Banny. I think he played a couple of matches before, and so we'll see those players out in the field in a minute.
Right. All right. So the big one this afternoon, scheduled for a 1 p.m. start, is it, or 1:30?
1:30.
1:30 start. All right. That is the championship game. Word out is that the national players, those selected for the Harp Eagles duties, will be on show. Confirm that.
Yes, the Guyana Cricket Board has allowed them to play at their own risk. When I said at their own risk, if they're willing to play, we will allow them to play.
Yeah.
But it's good if they can play as well, to give the sponsors their mileage.
Yeah, and also get some much needed practice ahead of the bigger assignment in the islands for the regional 4-day tournament. Sean, I want to leave it there for now. It's the umpires are making their way into the middle. We'll have a full day of activities. Please feel free to join us.
Thank you, John.
All right, so we leave it there for now. We come back with some live action on the other side of the break. I'm there, boy. So right, we're ready for live action. Like Sean Messiah said moments ago, the East Coast Canje Phesants won the toss, batting first against the East Bank Demerara Cricket Association Eagles. First ball is going to be Swami to Shia Prasad. Good pace, nice bounce and carry. Looks like a very good track this morning at DCC. I love to say home of the legends. So many persons of yesteryear that came through the ranks here at DCC in Queenstown. The conditions are lovely in terms of overhead. We had Sahara dust a few days, but now it's still around, but not as much like it was a few days ago. Swami right arm seamer. Beginning with the new ball this morning. 20 overs aside. Another excellent delivery. Good start with just two slip on a backward point in play. There's no gully. Gully tends to be there when there's extra bounce in the track, but so far Swami getting this ball to go through nicely. Coming over the wicket as we say good morning for the first time to Avinash Ramzan. Avinash, third place playoff, not quite the championship, but players can have some individual brilliance and points to prove. Good morning.
Morning to you, John. Morning to everyone tuned in on the live stream this morning. Of course, as you rightly mentioned, these players will look to get individual performances here and stake a claim and put their names up. You know, this game, of course, is being streamed across the globe and would be covered by the media as well. So it's a good opportunity for them to announce themselves on a global stage.
One of the things about T20 cricket, you can have an excellent day and already your agent is ready to sign. Swami again, looking for an early wicket and he gets it. What a delivery. Previously he was a bit short, this time full. And Shia Prasad playing over the delivery and lost his off stump. Beautiful bowling from Leon Swami. East Coast Canje Phesants, none for one.
Brilliant delivery, and we can see Swami in those 4 deliveries so far, generating some pace and perfect delivery to start the innings for his team. A young man from Lusiknan, as we look back at the replay, playing all over it, his stump knocked out of the ground. This young man, of course, from Lusiknan. His other partner, Robin Williams, also from Lusiknan. But he's bowled all over, and that's a sight that Swami would enjoy, and one I'm sure he would love. If a photographer was here to take that.
Knowing the individual Leon Swami is, you will see that moment of brilliance on his social media later. Well bowled. T20, it's always about the fans, I should say, because cricket is usually good in the middle, but then the fans also get involved in T20. White ball cricket generally. And today at DCC, we're having some music, some live entertainment in the ground. And that game this afternoon, Avinash, the championship match, Georgetown Cricket Association, Panthers against the Jaguars. It's a big cat fight this afternoon. That should be a big one.
Right, and you mentioned the fans. You know, it's a Saturday morning here in Guyana. A lot of persons not out here as yet for this third place game. I guess they're the market, getting their grocery, getting their fish and meat, and ensuring that they stock up their fridges before they get here for this afternoon, which should be a wonderful game. No threat of rain, so we could have a full day's cricket. And as you mentioned, there's the music system, PA system as well. Sean Messiah calling it as it's happening on the ground. And we could be in for a wonderful atmosphere, wonderful cricket today.
The new batsman, Dominic Glasgow. Crucial number 3 position for him. Umpires for today, Nadir Baksh, we call him Gas. And Stefan Josiah, we call him Stefan Josiah. Good conditions. How about the T20 World Cup around the corner, Avinash? A lot of these players, difficult for them to really get in or stake a claim. But you can also look at franchise tournaments around the globe. And with our very own Caribbean Premier League, players can really start to think about that first in terms of a T20 career. Swami has done a lot of hard work over the years, and despite the huge frame that he has, he runs in quick, bowls very hard as well, using his shoulders and conditions.
Right, and he could bat as well, Leon Swami. And we have seen over the years with the franchise leagues popping up all over the globe, you don't necessarily have to play for your national team to get a look in. There's closer to home, right, in the USA, there's a league going on there as well. A lot of players, fringe players, would tend to go on and play in the USA. That's the end of over number 1. East Coast Cricket Board, Canje Phesants. No run on the board, a wicket down here at DCC, but lots of opportunity now for young players. As I mentioned, you don't have to really play for your senior national team to get an opportunity. Once you put in the work, there are scouts all around looking for players, and a guy like Leon Swami would fancy his chances to maybe play some league cricket somewhere close to home and make some money from the game. But in case you've just joined us, this is the Demerara Cricket Board SVC Precision Service Center third place playoff. The final is later this afternoon, starting at 13 hours. The Georgetown Panthers, unbeaten in the competition, they come up against the Westdam Jaguars. Of course, the semi-finals were held at the Metamerizar ground a couple of weeks ago.
So it's going to be over number 2. Ricky Sargent. He's having a very good tournament with bat and ball. He's going to pick up the attack. Left arm. I was tempted to say left arm spin, but the way Ricky Sargent bowls, he gives you everything. Sometimes his quick ball is as quick as a seam bowler.
Yeah, you remember Mahendra Nagamutu, the leg spinner. He used to bowl it at a good pace, almost like a medium pace, Mahendra Nagamutu.
Nice confident shot, square of the wicket, but good work again. So the first run of the bat is on the board now for the Canje Phesants. The Canje Phesants, national bird of our country. So the East Coast Cricket Board, it's franchise cricket, they tend to put in these additions. But it's good to see that sponsorship as well coming through for this tournament. Yet again, sponsors are aligning themselves with white ball cricket.
And apart from this sponsorship here for the DCB, we saw earlier this week, John, Regal Stationery and Computer Supply and Regal Sport coming on board, supporting the GCB with a sponsorship package for youth development in Guyana.
And we all know that Regal Stationery Computer Center has been doing a lot in softball cricket. Beautiful flowing on drive to get off the mark. Glasgow and Williams now on 1 each. It's always a good feeling to get off the mark, isn't it? Have you not?
Definitely. Good to get off the mark. I don't know that feeling.
Nice delivery. But Ricky Sargent as well is one of the players that plays softball cricket and also plays hardball. 2 done, 2 for 1.
Yeah, it's a lot of versatile cricketers. You know, some of these guys would have played also in the T-ball competition, the One Guyana T10 T-ball Blast, which is slated for another exciting staging later on in the year. I'm sure a lot of persons looking forward to that tournament. Are hoping to hear very soon the dates for it. So, you know, the Guyanese players are very versatile. They play all formats of the game, softball, T-ball, and the hardball game. But talking about sponsorship, just a week ago we saw OES Guyana, an oil and gas company, coming on board as well with a sponsorship package outfitting the national under-15 team that would play in the CWI regional tournament in March in Antigua. So good to see Corporate Guyana supporting the development of cricket. And Anil Bihari, who is a technocrat member of the GCB, said they will be looking at opportunities to get Corporate Guyana on board to play a meaningful part in the development of the game.
New over starts, and this one goes straight to third man, and it's floored. So a chance very early for Glasgow as Swami starts a new over. This is over number 3, his second. And immediately a chance going now.
That should be taken really at this level of cricket. He came in, seemed to have it covered, and ended up popping out of his hand. A chance gone a begging. 3 for 1. Canje Phesants batting first here against the East Bank Eagles. The third place playoff. Of course, these two teams would have lost at the semi-final at Metamerzerg a few weeks ago. Turned away, and that will go into the boundary now. Nice, confident-looking shot from Robin Williams, and that's the first boundary of the day. Takes the score now to 7 for 1. Robin Williams, he moves on to 5. But a good-looking, confident shot. A big open gap there on the onside, and he gets his first boundary, and the first boundary for the East Coast Canje Phesants as well.
The Swami really bowling a mixed bag. Tends to give you a little bit of everything when he bowls. And that is what T20 or white ball cricket is all about. You do not want a batter to get too comfortable. You don't want to be predictable as a bowler. Swami doing very well so far. And because of that versatility, he will go for some runs.
Well, he's generating a lot of pace, and the fact that 2 slips in the place, you could tell, the pace at which he's bowling at the moment. A lot of good delivery there from Swami. And so far in this spell, the only bad ball he has bowled so far is the one that was put away by Robin Williams. Straying on leg, easy shot, half volley on the leg side, and just worked it away on the onside for a boundary. But, aside from that, he's been spot on.
And he has the hairstyle as well for the type of cricket that is being played. Very fashionable youngster. As you might have heard us, he's actually playing with that here a little bit.
Well, T20 cricket is all about the hype and all about the creating an atmosphere.
That's a nice shot as well from Williams. And Williams, I must say, is a brave man. Facing a new ball, seeing what Swami is doing, and he's batting without a helmet.
Well, that shows a lot of confidence by the young man. Of course, he didn't open the batting in the last match. He batted lower down the order. But I sense some players haven't turned up today for the East Coast, so they have to revamp their lineup. And he's opening the batting today. Very capable young man.
It's a big appeal, and the umpire agrees that it's out. So Swami striking again. This is his second over, and now he has his second wicket. And now the Canje Phesants, 8 for 2.
Yeah, that's good bowling from Swami, getting it into the block hole. And because of the pace that he's bowling at, he's causing the batsmen some amount of trouble. He was struck on the back foot there, and umpire had no hesitation in giving that out. 2 wickets to Swami, 2 wickets down for East Coast Canje Phesants. 8 for 2 in the third over. They're in some trouble.
As a bowler, you tend to know when you have your man, like before. And as a batsman as well, if you're out, if you're a suspect. So Glasgow had that nervous look to the umpire. And then Swami realized that he had his man. Did not even look to the umpire when appealing. Eventually did so to confirm that the umpire's finger was up. So went for some runs, but got a wicket. That's what I was talking about. He's bowling a mixed bag, but very effective. Sargent will continue. Williams holding the fort. Vishwanath Ramlakan is now at the middle, joining Robin Williams. So early setback, early trouble for the Canje Phesants.
Ramlakan top scored in that semi-final. That was played at the Metamerzor ground with 26 of 18 deliveries. He lived a charmed life there. Could have been run out on a number of occasions, but he would look to get a score here now. Play the type of innings that would help to revive the Pheasants as they look to get a good score against the Eagles.
You have to ride your luck. Once you have a chance as well, keep going. Because you said a charmed life, but when I checked the report after the match, I didn't see all of those chances. I saw he got 28, but that was a clean bowl this time. Ricky Sargent disturbing the woodwork of Robin Williams, flooring his man, leg stump knocked out. And that was what I was saying earlier. Ricky Sargent, on paper, he may see he's a left-arm spinner, but he actually gets it in very quickly. So he scores Canje Phesants now, 8 for 3 in the fourth.
Well, it's a Saturday morning. These guys are from the East Coast, and a lot of them probably want to go to the Monrepo market later on to pick up some groceries. They're in trouble. 8 for 3, and this seems to be heading one way at the moment. And we could be in for a very early match in this third place playoff.
Still in over number 4. This is Ricky Sargent's second over. Just got his first wicket. Robin Williams clean bowled. Literally knocked over. So left-handed batter has now joined Vishwanath Ramlakan. So both batters yet to face a delivery. Left-handed Anil Singh.
Well, they are in deep trouble here, John, and they would need somebody to play a good innings, somebody to bat to the end. As it is, they are at risk of being bowled out before the 20 overs because the East Bank Eagles, they have the upper hand at the moment. Things are tight, you know, just 8 runs in 3.3 overs.
Not the position you want to be in after you won the toss and decided to bat.
Well, the projected score from here on is 44. They'd be looking to get much more than that if they're going to go on to win this game. Anil Singh is off the mark.
That's a nice flowing drive. It will get a boundary. So coming off the mark with a boundary. The fielder at mid-on with off is in the circle. So once you beat him, the outfield is getting a bit, the grass is getting a bit tall. We had some inter-county matches recently right here. So while some areas will be trimmed, that area has some tall grass. So despite the tall grass, that ball went through as well. Nice timing.
2 full there from Sargent, and Anil Singh making maximum use, beating the gap and getting a boundary to start off things. Welcome boundary there for East Coast.
Boundaries in consecutive overs. Wickets as well in consecutive overs. 4 gone, 12 for 3.
Good stuff so far from the Eagles, controlling the run of play at the moment. And East Coast Canje Phesants, they would need one of their batsmen or two to bat real deep and to get as many runs as possible if they're going to really challenge the Eagles.
Swami, I don't think he'll get the ball out of his hand. Now coming back for his third. They will look to wrap this innings up early. Already have the team on the back foot. Swami and Sargent. You mentioned Table earlier. Both of those players played in the last edition of the One Guyana T10 Table Blast. We saw the exploits of Sargent. This one beats the keeper as well. And we go into the boundary. Byes now will be signaled by Stefan Josiah, the umpire. So this will add to the total. 16 for the loss of 3. Swami as well, known to be a bully, so to speak, on the tape ball circuit. Getting a quick delivery, beating the bat, beating the keeper.
Yeah, well, if Vishwanath was not awake, I think he's awake now. That was a very fast delivery. And this is good from East Bank Eagles. Swami's been bowling pretty well. Let him continue. I'm not sure if this would be his final over or he'll go for the full 4.
And it's also a good sign as well. Fast bowler in this case, rushing the batter, forcing him into his crease. But Vishwanath Ramlakan mentioned had some runs previously. But have been waiting for this match, preparing. He's a third place player, but individual brilliance can really work. And third certainly sounds better than fourth.
Definitely. They'd be looking to finish third in this one. Remember, 5 teams playing in this competition.
Oh, that's a serious bouncer. Bordering on wide. But umpire Nadir back, shot square leg, says it's okay. It's one for the over for sure, but that one was very high. Steepling short delivery from Swami.
Good stuff from Leon Swami. And of course, this East Coast batting lineup here, John, completely different from we saw a couple of weeks ago at Metamarzorg in that semi-final. They would have opened the batting with Rajendra Chandrika and Chandapal Hemraj. Both of them not here today.
Maybe stuck at the Monripo market that you're speaking of, which is along the east coast of Demerara, usually bustling at this time of day. On Saturdays, of course. Hello to everyone on the East Coast corridor. Very busy. And some road works happening along the East Coast corridor as well. So development throughout Guyana. And when I'm in the traffic, I normally say it's a little setback for a bigger comeback. So have patience, my friends.
Wonderful. Lovely development happening along the East Coast of Demerara. And of course, you know, development comes at a price. And usually if you want to get to Georgetown, usually it take 30 35 minutes. Now it takes about an hour from Enmore, where I am. And that's in normal traffic.
Over pitching this time, just a single. Chance for run out, however. You can see the Canje Phesants looking to get on with things, trying to be positive. And once again, Leon Swami, we saw him with a short ball previously. This time it was full, over pitched.
Yeah, and Anil Singh seems to be the one that would go after the bowling. Anything fractionally wide, he's going after it, punching it nicely through cover. And he's looked pretty solid so far. Ramlakan seems to be the one that would hold things up at the other end.
Targeting the body again. Another short ball to end the over. That's 5. 18 for the loss of 3.
Well, after 5, the Peasants 18 for 3, of course. Ramlakan on 1 and Singh on 5. You'd want to say this exchange. Dominant performance so far from the Eagles. I'll leave you with more thoughts from John, and it will be the voice of Dr. McGarrell.
Mash? Alright.
Avinash did mention that it's going to be the voice of Dr. McGarrell, but we heard Marshall Montano in the background. Certainly festive here at the BCC. 5-1, the final over of the power play. New bowler, Buran match. And bowling to Anil Singh, who seems to be a bit aggressive at this time. Wide, signaled by the umpire. So back like Sargent bowling left arm. Sargent was left arm quick this time. But on Max slowing things down. Among the wickets in the last game, we say good morning for the first time to Ronaldo.
Hi, good morning, John. Lovely bowling there from Budenbash. She's a skipper. Brought herself into the attack inside the power play. Looking to get some more wickets. Last game, he took 4. 4 for 29 from his 4. So he'll be looking for another 4 today.
Shot through the onside. The on drive, they say, is the hardest shot in the cricket book. He made it look very easy. It was Wallace pitched up on his leg, and he helped it through mid wicket. And the score now will go into the 20s. Good shot.
Yeah, good shot. Look at the gap there. Opened up. Hit it beautifully just right of that man in short mid wicket. And the man long on had no chance. So now they're stepping in the gas. They're getting some runs on the board. Looking to capitalize on this power play still. Quicker one.
Yeah, that's usually the case after spinner is hit for a boundary. Comes back with a quicker one. I must say, we are so predictable. The projected score now will increase with every boundary and with every run scored. In the air this time. Fielder's coming under it and takes it. Wicket number 4, 23 for 3. After playing a beautiful on drive, looking to perhaps go straight. Got a leading edge and went in the air. Back strike very early. Still in the power play, 4 down.
Yeah, I think he just slowed it up a little bit, playing a bit early, getting it high up in the air. Did not get enough distance, and an easy catch there for Anton Lim at mid-off. So the 4th one down. Canje Phesants under pressure.
So back here, we're still in the power play, like I said. 4 wickets going down for the East Coast Cricket Board Canje Phesants. Aaron Bihari makes his way into the middle. Burbishan played early days in Berbice, living on the east coast of Demerara, the Munripo area. Plays in the city for the Everest Cricket Club. Quite a compact little player. Also had a stint with an academy side in Sri Lanka. So lots of cricket being played by Aaron Bihari, right-handed batsman. He's one of our little scholars here as well. Been chasing books rather than balls. This is a good shot, but straight to the fielder to end the power play. That's the end of 6. Another successful over for East Bank Eagles. 23 for a loss of 4. Swami is going to finish his spell. Both 3 overs in the power play. Now the power play is over. He's going to wrap up. This is his final. 2 for 8 so far for him. Nice short delivery again, lifting. And there's a chance for a bye. The keeper looking to recover. Swami has bowled very well.
Yeah, absolutely. Just testing the pitch out there. Getting a little bit of bounce. Vishwanath Ramlakhan, very short wicket-keeper batsman. Last game in the semi-final, he top scored for East Coast. Made 26 off 18 deliveries. Just remember, East Coast will bowl out for 8 and 9 in that first semi-final. I believe, no, I beg your pardon. It's the second semi-final they played, where they were bowled for 8 and 9 in just 18 overs. So once again, we see the struggle from the East Coast batsmen.
And in the last game, the semi-final you speak of, they had international players in their side. Former Test opener Rajendra Chandrika, a former one international player, Chandapal Hemraj. And despite that experience, just couldn't get a good score on the board. And eventually lost to West Demerara Jaguars. Here's Swami. So Bihari will be looking to build a partnership with Ramlakhan. They need a partnership desperately. That projected score was previously at 44. When Anil Singh, who is the top scorer so far with 9, started to play some shots, it went up. Now it's coming down a little bit again. This is in the air as well. Field at mid-wicket. The captain cannot get there. And falling short of him. But another short testing delivery on the line of the body of the batsman. And Aaron Vihari looking to pull. And got a top edge, but not enough connection to take it to hand.
And it's good to see. Nice quick pitch here at DCC. The seamers getting some purchase. A lot of bounce. And the ball just seems to just scoot off the surface. Russian Bihari on that occasion. Makes for exciting cricket.
That's a wonderful cover drive. It's lofted just to the right of the field at cover and into the boundary. Swami pitching up on that occasion. And Ramlakhan into the drive early.
Yeah, Ramlakhan is one of his favorite shots. The cover drive. Straight through that cover area there. Just past the man there. Just over his head. We've seen him play a lot of these cover drives in our semi-final in his top score of 26. So maybe, just maybe, we'll see a few more of them.
Swami coming to the end of his spell. 2 for 13. Will it be more wickets or more runs? Plays as well for Tugba Park in Berbice. Beautiful short delivery to end his spell of 4 overs. 2 for 13. And that's the end of 7. 29 for the loss of 4. The Canje Phesants winning the toss and batting first. Backs to continue. Nicely knocked down. 4 wickets at his semi-final stage for Backs, but also the preliminary stages. He had 5 wickets from the 4 matches played at that in the preliminary rounds. So he's been among the wickets, but on Backs. Wide delivery, lots of pace off. said a nice fast pitch here at DCC. It used to be lively here at DCC many years ago. Full toss, that deserves to be dispatched. Baseball style shot. No ball signaled by the umpire for height and 4 runs.
Hey, you guys hold this one here. Pitch, look at that one. Almost a shoulder height. And definitely dispatched. So we have a free hit now. So Aaron B. Harry now can open those arms and go after the bowler once again. East Coast needing some runs, needing to put some pressure back on the East Bank team. B. Harry got one away. Can he get another one? Wide.
It's a wide, so the free hit will still stand. Avinash was speaking earlier about goodies at the market on a Saturday morning. And that was really a gift on a Saturday morning. A loose delivery. And all Biari had to do was help it into the boundary, which he did. Might have wanted a 6. He's hitting the free hit now, but it's going to fall short of the fielder backward point. And now they'll get at least a single. Overthrows. Sometimes, I tell you what, that was not deliberate by the fielder to throw it away from the wicketkeeper or from another fielder. Sometimes they tend to stick in your hand. And when you throw, it's not as accurate as you want it to be. So you cannot blame the fielder all the time.
And the fielder there on that occasion is Jeremiah Scott. Saw him take some brilliant catches in the semi-final.
They stuck. Yeah, they stuck. So the ball tend to stick in his hands a lot. Jeremiah. Appeal for like before. Just half-hearted, however. So Baksh now asking questions. He got a wicket in his first over. So 1 for 13 so far. Projected score getting close to 3 figures. It would be good to have a good 3-figure plus score to have a competitive game.
John, last time we said that, what happened? They fell just short of that 3-figure score. But this time, let's hope they'll get there.
So the president of the East Bank Cricket Association earlier. Definitely coming out to support his players as the over comes to an end. That's the end of 8 overs. The Canje Phesants batting first in this third place match, 38 for 4. Now that Swami's spell is over, it's time for Sigar Hitaramani. So I must say good morning to Punit Jaigopal, president of the East Bank Cricket Association, here at DCC watching on. Hello to everyone along the East Bank of the Mar corridor as well. Single to long off. This Bank of Demerara starts, they say, basically from Eccles, head all the way to Soesdijk. So players along that corridor forming the East Bank Cricket Association team for this inter-association tournament. Cigar with some very quick off breaks as well. Another player who also plays in every format of cricket. Loves his stay ball as well.
Good offer, as they would say. Quick one outside the off stump. Batsman looking to go up over cover. There's a huge gap out in the boundary there. Once he gets over that cover fielder, he should get 4. With Segar on the other hand, will be looking to get the edge He has a slip in place. So far, Bihari has been swiping, driving, and missing on all occasions.
Sagar will have familiarity with this venue. Played some of his youth cricket right here. Edge between the keeper and the slip. And the runaway. Pace on. 4 more.
Yeah, and that's what Sagar was looking for. Looking to get that edge, but just beating the man at slip. Big drive from Bihari on this occasion. Look at that. Quicker one outside the off stump. Big drive. Just past the man at slip. 4 more runs to the Canje Phesants.
Fielder now being pushed back. Strange that the off-break bowler will be having a fine leg right back on the boundary. Usually tend to see somebody under 45, maybe for a sweep. He's now brought back into the circle. This time, pace off and beats the outsider genuinely. Well bowled. That's the end of his first over. 9 gone, 43 for 4. Sargent back into the attack. Getting to the halfway stage. This is over number 10. Matsman, look at the sweep. Made no contact, so leg by. Yet to get to 50, the Canje Phesants. We saw a shot earlier of the palm tree in the distance. Not a lot of breeze, Ronaldo, but cool conditions. The Sahara does keeping some of the radiation away from Earth and away from the DCC.
A very quick one there.
That's a hallmark of cricketers these days. The spinners are bowling faster balls, and the faster bowlers are bowling slower balls.
It's an element of surprise. This time, slow one. Angle in with the arm. Bihari's got into double figures. He's on 10. Should be well set now. Face 16 deliveries. 10 overs after this one here. Looking to get a big one today. Quick one once again.
Yeah, but he's backing away, looking to play that cut shot. He is the top scorer of the innings so far. Previously, we saw Anil Singh getting 9. Bowled! Deep into his crease, playing off the back foot, and it's castled. Aaron Bihari bowled Sargent for 10, and the Canje Phesants losing their 5th before the halfway stage, 44 for 5.
Yeah, we see this coming. He's playing a lot, missing outside the off stump, especially the quicker ones, giving him some trouble. And this time, on the target, Sargent gets in his middle stump, knocked out of the ground Bihari, and he goes. So, halfway there, East Coast losing half the side, 44 on the board.
Yeah, there he was playing back into his crease. And what a sight. We'll take some drinks. The players are taking a drink. We'll be back in a few minutes.
So welcome back to brilliant Denmark Cricket Club ground. DCB ground. East Coast would have won the toss. Chose the bat. Just around the halfway stage now. Just 45 on the board, but they've lost half their side. 5 wickets down alongside me. Indrajit Prasad. Good morning, Jeet.
Good morning to you, Doctor. What a horrible start to this third place playoff by the East Coast Cricket Board Canje Phesants to bring the over up. Another dot ball. So 10 overs gone, and you look at that, 44 for the loss of 5. That's not a position that they will ever feel comfortable with.
Absolutely, at the same rate here. They're going to get the same score from last time in the semi-final. In the semi-final, they were bowled out for 89. Projected score now, 88. So they were looking to better that semi-final score of 89. But at this rate here, with 5 wickets down, there'll be a lot of pressure on the low order batsmen. So far, we've seen only Bihari get into double figures. 2 wickets to Swami, 2 wickets to Sargent. 4 bowlers utilized so far. It's a long way to go. East Coast will be looking to get a score on the board.
Yes, and it has been a good all-round performance by the bowlers so far. All 4 of them have been used. So East Coast must attempt here on now to ensure that there is a reasonable scorecard. As of now, it's not looking good. Their skipper is not in this game. Their normal skipper, that's Rajendra Chandreka. Understand he's out of the country. Good delivery here once again by Hitaramani. And nicely played for a single, very soft hand. When you come to this level, you want to ensure, that you give your best performance. I'm afraid we have seen many of the guys that are back in the pavilion apparently didn't see the cricket ball out in the middle. They have missed quite a number of shots, a few of them being bowled down leg before. Big swings and not connecting.
I think they've been beaten for pace for the most part. Even the spinners have been beating them for pace. Nice fast track here we have at DCC.
And East Coast is normally a competitive side. They are going to learn from this. Well, at least we hope so.
Easy single there after peeling off the edge. Hetaramani has been giving them some trouble, especially Bihari in the last over, playing and missing numerous occasions. Once again finding the edge. Still has a slip in. Down the track. We've seen some good use of the feet from Ramlakan, but he's just finding the fielders.
Yes, and that was a very good delivery. Slow through the air. Ramlakan coming down the track. And because of the slowness, could not get it past the man at extra cover. So 11 gone. It's 46 for the loss of 5. And
So Bihari made 10 and he'll sing. He played some nice shots from his 9. Vishwanath Ramlakan, he's not out on 8. All those contributions helping East Coast up to 46 so far, but 46 will not be competitive on this ground here. And it's nice, evenly pitched or evenly paced pitch.
And it's a very good pitch for batting. Occasional delivery keeping a little bit low, but generally it is a good pitch for batting.
Yeah, once again, you see the batsman being beaten for pace, playing back, hit on the pad, just sliding down though.
Well, at the weekend, you never know what some of these guys' preference And that's a lovely looking shot onto the front foot. He saw this one this time and banged it back over the head of the bowler for a boundary.
Yeah, it was in the slot. Slower one, pitched up, and he got forward and hit this one all the way. 4 runs.
And that has actually brought up the 50 for the East Coast Cricket Board, Canje Phesants.
Nicely worked, quick single. A nice little stat from our statistician here, Sion Boville. He's saying that's Nizam Khan's first boundary of the tournament.
Well, coming from Sion, it simply means it's true because his stats are trusted over the years. That's a class shot. He picked that one up beautifully down through the backward square, standing and playing the shot. Connection was good, and that should do his confidence a whole world of good.
Yeah, and this one's, you can say about a half sweep, but just flicked away past the fielder there. 4 runs. He moves into double figures, and he has the top score so far. Nicely cut away, pass, backward point. This will run all the way. And that's another one. Back-to-back 4s for Ramla Khan. He's looking set now.
And the good thing about that shot is that he didn't go at it with great power. Look at it. He just waited on it a little and then cut it away nicely through the vacant third man. That's a gorgeous looking shot by Vishwanath.
He was the top scorer in the semi-final. He's top scorer now again in his 3rd place playoff.
Yes, he's the man from Enmore on the east coast of Demerara. And that's going to be called a wide. Did look the part of the MMZ ground. No doubt about that. And so far has looked good, 16 from 18, while the others were struggling or are struggling. He has looked good so far.
So that's the end of Sergeant's spell. 2 for 20. After 12, the Canje Phesants 60 for 5.
And a good little partnership is beginning to be built here at the moment. And this is good to see. Vishwanath Ramlakan, 19 balls for his 16. Aaron Bihari, 18 balls for his 10. Anil on 9. Swami, 2 for 13. Sergeant, 2 for 20, finishing his spell, and Budan Baksh 1 for 14. Good time to remind you viewers and listeners that this is the 3rd place playoff in the Demerara Cricket Board SVC Precision Services Inc. T20 tournament, a 5-team T20 tournament in the Demerara County. One team has been knocked out today. This match, they're vying for the 3rd place winner. A little later on, we're having the West Coast Jaguars. They're coming up against the Georgetown Cricket Association Panthers in the grand final.
Another one beating the bat. Batsman feels as though he's missed out there.
That's a valiant effort on the boundary for the catch, reaching for it and going down to the ground, but the ball just eluding him. But the intention is now clear by Vishwanath. He wants to go after the bowling. And at sometimes somebody needs to go. You do not want to leave everything for the last 5 overs.
Yeah, that was Khan on that occasion there. Jeremiah Scott's field out and long off, boundary. This time, he gets all of it, and that one goes all the way for 6 runs. Short ball from Sagar, and punished.
And that is exactly what you do with bad deliveries. You make it count for you. It was a long hop, didn't really get up from the pitch, very, very slowly. And Nizam Khan pounced on it and smacked it away for a boundary. Picked the field nicely too.
Yes, no Sagar under a bit of pressure. Nicely driven through the gap. Not a single.
And Doctor, that projected score is getting, a little bit more decent for them because they still have 5 wickets in hand. That projected score is 109, and the current run rate has improved to 5.45.
Good impetus being injected by Ramla Khan and Khan. Nice partnership forming here. Ramla Khan, he's hit 3 fours thus far at a strike rate of 80. Big shot again, but all along the ground. He's going to get a single. But in the context of this low scoring match so far, a strike rate of 80 is relatively okay. As we look out in the distance there, you see some of the youngsters from DCC. Of course, just going through some net practice, training and holding their skills. Some of the younger guys.
These are the kind of facilities, that many people have been calling for. Look at that there. It's concrete, the nets are up, and the youngsters can get in there and practice their skills. And I guess, as more and more financial resources are made available to grounds across Guyana, those facilities will be prominent. They are a must.
Absolutely, that's how you can get better. Practice, practice, practice.
And at the same time, you practice the right things too.
Of course, of course. DCC, the home of legends. Who knows? Maybe a legend is right there training.
And this is smashed high in the air. The long off is going around. Can't get there. Well, he has done a good job. Apparently pulled that one back inside play. And they will complete too. So the momentum picking up nicely now with the East Coast team. Vishwanath moving on to 19.
And he's getting it off the middle of the bat now. Ball hitting bat, making a nice sound. New bowlers in, Anton Lim. He, of course, has some pace as well. But I think Vishwanath Ramla Khan and Nizam Khan, they'll welcome this pace. The slower bowlers have given them some trouble. But now they'll be looking to take apart Lim. He's, of course, the 5th bowler being used by East Bank. Nizam Khan hitting 1-4 and 1-6 so far. Looking to add to this tally in this over. Nicely guided away, pass, backward point. That's going to go all the way. 4 runs. Beautifully played away. We just waited on it and just guided in the gap.
Oh, that's a class shot. It stood up on him actually. And he waited on it nicely and placed it beautifully to the left of the backward point. And once he got 2 meters away from him, there is nowhere the fielder could have come into the picture. Well played, Nizam Khan.
And he's raced along. He's now on 19, equaling Vishwanath. Quick single taken here.
And Anton just falling on the pitch there, losing his rhythm, losing his balance. And in the meantime, they collected a single. You don't want to be short when you come down to the closing stages of a T20 game.
So you say exchange.
Yeah, maybe looking
equipment?
for some pegs there. They have the same size of.
Well, I can only hope so.
Yes, normally these guys will wear, especially the bowlers, boots that are a little bit larger, so that they give their toes enough space.
The umpire just trying to get the attention of the PA guy here.
$78 for the loss of 5. The projected score 114, looking far better at one stage when it had projected 89. So this shows the repair job is still being done out in the middle, and both these batters, Nizam and Vishwanath, are looking much more comfortable, and they're scoring freely too.
A little better length here from Anton Lim, and a bit closer as well, just back of a length outside the half stump.
And he knows the previous ball was too short. He paid the penalty, and he looked to get it up a little bit further to the batter and closer to the line of the off stump. There's a fine third man bracing on the concrete wall there. So he has to be very careful with that line.
Just out of the reach of the man at mid-wicket. Short ball once again. Ramla Khan looking to pull. And all he's going to get is a single to end the 14th over. 79 for 5.
Yes, and I think that Sagar was taken by a little bit of surprise. He saw the batter going to play that pull shot. And he just maybe picked it up a little bit late, but it was always going away from him. Yes, that's a lovely position to be in. Under the shade, not in the sunlight, and just, we call it throwback.
Some person will say tying off.
And look, taking in the rhythm too of the music. Look at that left leg.
Lovely vibes here at Denmark Cricket Club. Here he goes, here he goes. Look at him, look at him.
Yes, and they'll say here in Guyana, even if it's a tin cup that you hit, some guys are going to go for the rhythm.
We live for the vibes, and maybe the party is now starting up. East Coast now accelerating, 79 for 5, 6 overs left. Vishwanath Ramla Khan well set on 20. Now he's going to play some expansive shots. Doesn't get a single down to Scott on the boundary.
And the ease in which he plays those offside drives, you know, it's something remarkable. The timing is good, has some power in it, hitting it all along the ground. And to score a single off the forced ball, in games like these, you put pressure back on the bowler, in this case, Sagar.
So driven powerfully again. Good stop there by Scott on the boundary. They're going to get 2. Good run in, but good work out on the boundary.
Yes, that fielding will certainly lift the spirit of the fielding team. Brilliant work. Had to keep the eyes on it, dive, knocked it down, and recuperated very quickly indeed. Ensure that he saved at least 2 runs for his team.
And how vital would 2 runs be in this game? You never know.
So we've had 3 deliveries sent down so far. Nizam Khan, 22 runs, 15 balls, 2 fours and 1 6. A nice little hand here for his team. The first cost a single. The second, they scored 2. The next, a dot beaten outside the line of the off stump there. With 5 wickets in hand, you're not expecting players to be beaten 2 consecutive deliveries, 2 dot balls in the process. You want to ensure you get bat onto ball.
Big shot in the air. No one's out there. And has that gone all the way? It has. All the way. And Nizam Khan, he of course is the aggressor. And once again he takes into the bowling. Another big 6 over mid-wicket. And getting the score up to 88. He scores, looking to put a big one now.
Yeah, that's a fantastic shot indeed. Can he smack a boundary here? That's going to be like honey to the soul for this over. He's going after his man. It's high in the air. The fielder is settling under it. Takes it. That's Scott. Brilliantly judged. Deep on the long off boundary. What a fine catch. And a good innings has come to an end by Nizam Khan. Caught Scott off the bowling of Segar. 28 from 17. It's now 88 for the loss of 6.
Yeah, we can actually say Scott is maybe one of the better fielders in Georgetown. Maybe even in Guyana. Good judgment out in the boundary. Right on the edge there, waited on it, judged it beautifully, timed his jump, and he just pouched it easily. So the aggressor goes, Nizam Khan, 28 from 17. Canje Phesants now, 6 down. And maybe this can swing things back in favor of East Bank.
So back here, it was considered the business end of the Canje Phesants innings. The last 5. Momentum now with the batting side. The last 5 overs, 44 runs being scored. Avinash alongside again, so that wicket of Khan could also change things around. Steered away nicely to that third man region. So now we're getting into the 90s. 90 for the loss of 6. Vishwanath really is playing a good hand.
Good little knock from him and good partnership as well with Nizam Khan. John, we presided over the initial period of this game when East Bank Eagles took the wickets in the Jeet and Dr. McGarrell came on, runs for the East Coast team. Let's hope that the trend doesn't change in the second stint that we're on. East Coast wouldn't want that to happen.
They have momentum. They have a set batter at the crease. Richard Dowlatram has just joined him. Good pace. Nice bounce on carry. This pitch continues to be a very good one. And do remember, it will be the same pitch that will be used this afternoon from about 13 hours 30 for the championship match between the Georgian Cricket Association Panthers and the West Demerara Jaguars. So nice strip here prepared by DCC.
And in that championship match, we could see some of the Guyana Harpy Eagles players who are slated to travel to St. Kitts tomorrow. They could be in action this afternoon.
Again, take outside edge. This time a fielder is wide at third man. I would like to perhaps say that you begin their journey to St. Kitts, one of the venues that is not quite easy to get these days, unless you have a direct flight, which is a charter. Sometimes you gotta go to North America and then come back down, or island hop just to get there. But good luck to the Guyana Harpy Eagles players and to all the other players in the tournament. I had to confirm that from one of the organizers this morning that the Harpy Eagles players will be around for the championship game. They're favoring the third man region. Third ball to go in that area, producing some runs. Getting close to the 100 mark now.
Well, if there's anyone that could manage that flight in uplifted commas, it would be the Eagles as they travel to St. Kitts. But a good partnership here, John, earlier between Vishwanath Ramlakhan and Nizam Khan. They put on 44 for the 6th wicket in 5.1 overs. Just what East Coast needed at that stage. They were in danger of being bowled out. And now they're looking pretty good coming towards the back end. The projected score now is 120. Once these two stay at the crease, they could get a lot more than that.
Looking to go through third man region again. This time we'll get a boundary. 6 of them, 6 runs. 100 on the board now. The Canje Phesants only had thoughts of 100. Now the 100 is on the board in over number 16.
Good shot from Vishwanath Ramlakhan, playing it safe and finding the gap there on the boundary. He has been there a little wide, 32 off 30, and he'll be looking to carry on back to the end and give East Coast a total that their bowlers could defend and win this third place game.
With 4 overs to go after this one. Projected score now at 126, which could be competitive. Played across the line. Not the type of shot you want at this level. That's the end of a very productive over. 11 runs in it, 16 gone, 100 for 6.
But it was a short delivery there from Anton Lin. And maybe Vishwanath was looking for it to come up a bit, didn't, kept low. He's on 32 off 31. He's been there for quite some time. Nizam Khan, 28 off 18. Aaron Bihari, 10 off 18. The bowling, Leon Swami, impressive with the new ball, 2 for 13 off 4. Ricky Sargent, he bowled up front with a new ball as well, 2 for 20. And Budan Baksh, who had a wonderful performance in that semi-final, 1 for 14. 4 overs to go. East Coast Canje Phesants, 100 for 6.
Captain Budan Baksh coming back into the attack. 9 wickets before today's game. Now 10 in the tournament already with 1 earlier.
Yeah, Budan Baksh was quite impressive in that semi-final game. Bowled a wonderful line and length and had the batsman in check right throughout, and he's hoping to do the same here.
It's a household name really in East Bank cricket. He's been around a long time. He looks set to pick up some more wickets.
Well, he's bowling at a very critical stage of the innings, and with batsmen, willing to take the risk, he could get a few. But he's changing up his line and length. He's mixing it up nicely, and that is as a result of the great experience he has garnered over the years playing cricket at a domestic level.
Ramla Khan looking to get him away. Down the track. That's good use of the feet, but the fielders are coming around, just can't get there. Vantul, it looks like. Running back, it's never easy trying to take it over your shoulder. But he had the best chance. There are 2 fielders that were running from long off and deep cover. So it fell in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, this is what Ramla Khan would need to do. He's a set man. He needs to go after the bowling in his dying stages of the innings. And with that comes a lot of risk, as we've seen there. And Budan Baksh, as we mentioned, could pick up critical wickets here for the East Bank Eagles to restrict the Pheasants.
He was beaten for a little bit of turn on that occasion. Good use of the feet. But when he got to it, the turn was a little bit, so he got it not in the middle of the bat. This time, as we're praising the bowler, sprays it wide.
Commentator's curse.
The run rate now is above a runner ball, so it means when these Bank Eagles begin their run chase, already they'll need to score better than a runner ball to win. That sometimes can be a psychological pressure. So the Canje Phesants have done well to get to this stage.
They have, and to be from 44 for 5 to get to this stage, commendable job from them to get to 104 for 6 and to be able to bat almost to the 17th over. At one point they were in danger of being bowled out, but a good partnership between Khan and Ramla Khan has really gotten them up to what should be a substantive score.
Lots of bottom hand in that one. Tawla Tram, but finding the fielder. And that is the end of the 17th. So 106 on the board, 6 down. 3 overs to go. That's 18 legal deliveries. 4 wickets in hand. Avinash, this stage you start to look at projected score. According to Crick Heroes, they're looking at 125 with 4 wickets in hand, 3 overs to go. How about you? What is your projected score after this delivery? Down the track. Once again, we see the batter not afraid to advance to the bowlers. Lynn starts another over. This 18th of the innings.
Once these two could bat to the end here, John, I think they would be eyeing 140. And once they get there, it will be a remarkable recovery from what they were 44 for 5 and give them their bowlers a real chance of sealing victory in this third place playoff. 140 would be a very, very good total on this wicket.
That one just kept a bit low. 140. Let's say they get there. Will 140 now be enough?
Well, they would be in with a chance, that's for sure. And early wickets in the power play could determine how things go in that run chase. But if the bowling continues like the way it's been going for the last couple of overs, dot deliveries are very important for the East Bank Eagles.
4 fours and 1 6 already for Lakan. This time he's down the track again, hitting it over mid wicket. Will not get the boundary, but will not carry the hand as well. So he's taking his chances, riding his luck.
He's been getting the elevation, John, but not the distance. Luckily for him, the ball has been dropping in the open area, and he's been able to capitalize. Good running between the wicket, picking up 2 there.
Dawlatra will need to give some support for deliveries for 4 runs. There he goes again in the air. Who wants it? Falling short again. Another brace for him. Look at the take on the boundaries. Look at the take on limb as well. He's still there. He's surviving.
And it's good running between these two. They're not getting the boundaries in this over, but they've been sprinting across the wicket. And another 2 again. Elevation. Another distance from Ramlakan. He moves to 39.
He's winded there. Trying to catch his breath. Had to do all the running in this over. Down the track this time. Good connection. That one is traveling. Krung Street. Take 1. That is another big 6. Score racing away now. It's now 117 with that 6.
But it was a slow delivery there from Anton Lim, and he picked it up early, and that's the shot he was looking for all the time. This time, he didn't get much elevation. He got the distance, and he got maximum reward. He's on 45 now off 39, and he's looking all of a sudden, John, for what would be a wonderful half century.
Just 1 hit away. 4 fours and 2 sixes for him. Very good innings from him. In the context of the game, it can be a match-winning hand. And with shots like that 140 can be realized in a hurry. But after that start the East Bank Eagles got with the ball, this really is a good fight back from the Canje Phesants. And this is what cricket is all about. Should not be one-sided at all, and that's why we say it's a game of glorious uncertainties. One delivery you're up, next delivery you're down. 1 hit away from a half century. Up and over. Will this be it? Will it carry the hand? Will it be a boundary? And it's a chance going down. It did carry the hand, but the fielder not able to hold on. And the result is just a single to Ramlakan and to the Canje Phesants. He moves up to 46. It's 118 for a loss of 6 with 2 overs to go.
Well, we spoke about that 140, John. They would need 22 of these last 2 overs if they're going to get there. And if they continue to run hard, they get the occasional boundaries, then they could very well get there. As we look through the scorecard, not much from the top order. Shiv Prasad, not Robin Williams 6, Dominic Glasgow 2, Anil Singh 9, Aaron Bihari 10. And then that partnership between Ramlakan and Nizam Khan really push the innings along and give the innings momentum. And now Richard Dowlatram, he is with Ramlakan, and they're looking to bat out these 20 overs and maybe get a total of whatever 140.
Buranbash coming back for his final over. Down the track again. Good use of the feet. And that's going to be a boundary. That is going to be a half century as well for Vishwanath Ramlakhan, the man from Enmore on the east coast of Demerara, getting his 5th 4 to go with 2 6s, 4-1 delivery space for a half century. Well played, Vishwanath Ramlakhan. His innings helping the East Coast Canje Phesants to put up a respectable total so far. It's now 122 for 6. Well played.
And a muted celebration by Vishwanath Ramlakhan there. Didn't acknowledge the half century. The bigger picture is at stake for him. He wants to bat through this innings and give his team a total that they could defend.
Follows up with another shot down towards extra cover, and it's going to go into the boundary as well. Swami was running wrong to his right, got a hand to it, but only helped it into the boundary. Consecutive boundaries now to Ramlakhan.
Wonderful shot there from the young man, and that would have been a wonderful catch had it been taken by Swami. But he's taking on the bowling now, and this is how cricket goes, John. A period of innings, he was firing under 70, I believe, strike rate, and now he's going well over 100, 128.57 his strike rate, 6 4s and 2 6s, 54 or 42.
Conditions continue to be very good for batting, so he's utilizing the conditions. So Buranbash roughed up in his final over. Consecutive boundaries of his first 2 deliveries sent down. Quick delivery on the line to middle stump this time. So just using his depth of the crease. So the role of Daulat Ram is to get Vishwanath back on strike.
That is not to say, though, if there's a bad ball and you can put it away, he'd want to maximize as well. 4 off 4, he's been playing the supporting role so far to Ramlakhan.
That's the delivery. Not as short to get under it, but still managed to get it down to long on. So rotation in the strike. The Canje Phesants would be happy to have Ramlakhan take most of the strike in this over and the next over to come. Looking for power, not timing. But that's pace off from Buranbash, well bowled.
The first dot ball of the over, and that's a welcome one for the Eagles.
Quick one to finish the over. That's his spell as well. 1 for 30 from 4. 1 over to go. 128 for the loss of 6.
Well, you mentioned the projected score. What I am looking for, 140. The projected score from here is 135. They would need 12 in this last over if they are to get to 140. Ramlakhan is still there on 55. Nizam Khan, he made 28 off 18. And Aaron Bihar, the other man in double figures with 10. Swami Sargent, 2 wickets. And Buranbash, who just completed his spell, 1 for 30 of 4. 1 over to go in this 3rd place playoff in the Demerara Cricket Board Inter-Association T20 tournament sponsored by SVC and Precision Service Centre.
Anton Lim to finish. Can the Canje Phesants get 12 from his over to get to 140? Top edge. 4. Good start to the over for the Canje Phesants. Short and wide from Lim and given the treatment.
Just what the Canje Phesants need at the moment. We spoke about Daulat Ram giving the strike back to Ramlakhan. But once the ball is there to hit, he's going to cash in. And that's exactly what he did to start us over.
He got under it nicely. Got good connection. That SS bat has runs on it, you can see it. Lots of white markings. Not much red.
Well,
calculated edge this time. Consecutive boundaries down to 3rd man. They won't mind how they come once they come.
Wonderful start here for Canje Phesants in this final over. Back-to-back boundaries, and the projected score now is over 140 is 141. We spoke about those markings on the bat. Our statistician is saying, he's trying to figure out whether all those runs are his, Daulat Ram, or if he borrowed the bat.
Well, you can see the edge of the bat as well. was well used. So maybe those came off the runs came off the edge as well. So he's handing the strike back to it's a no ball. So a free hit will come up. But a single of the bat of Dawla Tram and an extra in the column.
Well, it's not going well here for Anton Len this final over. Boundary, back-to-back boundaries, and now a no ball, giving the free hit to the set man in Vishwanath Ramlakhan, and he was sure would want to maximize and push his team along to that 140 barrier.
In a low-scoring game, he has conceded 42. There's the free hit. We'll come back for the second. So figures in a low-scoring game, not pleasing at all. So Lim definitely roughed up. And the 140 is on the board, Avinash.
In with a chance, 140 psychological mark there.
Ramlakhan, it goes straight up. The bowler is running for all his might. Over the head of the keeper as well. Chance for overthrows? No. Good backing up.
But a hallmark of this partnership between these two, John, has been the running between the wicket. They understand each other. The call has been clear, and they've been executing their running with precision. He's winded there. Young man, works right throughout the week and then plays his cricket on the weekend. So maybe not much opportunity to train. But this guy loves the game, and
he's confident as well. Good use of the feet, advancing again. So 143 now on the board.
final delivery coming up in the final over. 15 fours and 4 sixes in this innings by the East Coast Canje Phesants.
Then to finish, this one is in the air. Dawla Tram hitting straight down the throat of Cigar hitter Ramani, who completes the fine catch. And that's the end of the innings. 143 for 7. Not a bad recovery at all. Thanks mainly to Vishwanath Ramlakhan, who remains unbeaten on 60 from 48. And look at that. Last ball, last wicket.
Well, he had to go for it. The end of a partnership that is worth 55, 143 for 7, sorry, and from 44 for 5, John. They've had a recovery of 99 for 2. And they would want to feel that they have the momentum going into this second half of the game now. 99 for 2. From 44 for 5, the back half of the innings, 99 for 2.
Excellent recovery. Well done. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with a run chase in a short while with East Bank Eagles looking to get 144 to win from their 20 overs. We'll be back in about 15 minutes.
Hello there once again. Welcome to a sunlit atmosphere here at the Demerara Cricket Club ground in Queenstown, Georgetown, Guyana. This is third place playoff for the Demerara Cricket Board SVC Precision Services Inc. T20 tournament. Good start. Just outside the line of the off stump here. So East Coast will be defending a total of 144, 143. So 144 is the target that the East Bank Eagles will be looking for. 2 dot balls to start off here this afternoon. And from a position where you thought they would have crumbled, 45 for the loss of 5 after 10, they still managed to get to that 143. Off the back foot, hit pretty hard. Good feeling to his own bowling by Richard. A good time for me to say hello to my dear buddy, Avinash Ramzan.
Hello, Surjit. Good comeback by the East Coast Canje Phesants when they batted. Now the dot delivery from 44 for 5 to get to 143 for 7. Wonderful recovery. And they're going into this bowling innings now with the momentum.
Absolutely so. That momentum we talk about, the confidence level is going to be real high. And another dot there. So this is a good start by the East Coast team.
2 good partnerships towards the back end of the innings there. 44 between Vishwanath Ramlakhan and Nizam Khan.
And that's brilliantly knocked down at short white third man, looking for the first run. Ricky Sargent, the left-hander who is in strike, 4 matches so far, batted all 4 times, scored 158 runs with the highest of 75. Look at that strike rate, 153. 13 fours and 10 sixes, averaging 52.67. That's gone in the air, but has enough power over the top of cover and away to the boundary for 4. Glorious start here. And that's the first boundary, superbly hit.
Well, this is what Ricky Sargent can do. He will take his time, get in, get a sight of how the wicket is playing, and then he can go after it. You mentioned 10 sixes. He can go over the top regularly, and that is something that the East Bank Eagles would want from him today. He would need to bat deep if they're going to get 144.
So 1 over gone. Remind you that 144 runs are required for victory here. 5 without loss, not a bad start. They started off with a number of dot deliveries, but that 4 over the top of cover by Ricky Sargent changes things a little.
Well, Vishwanath Ramlakhan, who is keeping wicket there now, he came in at the end of the 3rd over and batted through the innings. 6 he made, 6 not out of 48 deliveries, 6 fours and 2 sixes, and really give his team a chance here of winning the third place playoff.
A misfielding here down at backward point, and they decided initially to go through on the misfield, and the last minute just pulling out of the run. Maybe the wise thing to do at this stage.
But the worst thing you'd want at this stage of the innings when you're starting now, trying to get momentum, is to have a run out. So good decision not to take on that single.
Good to see it's been hit all along the ground. It's early stages. You want to keep abreast with the required run rate. It's early stages, however. Get your eyes in. Just pick up the bounce from the pitch. Understand what the bowlers are trying to do to you. And now we see that the mid-on has gone towards mid-off. So it seems as though, Avin, that he's going to concentrate on an off-stump line.
That was too wide to play. I'm looking forward, Surjit, to see the young man from the East Coast on the 15 team. He played for Demerara in the inter-county on the 15 competition that concluded this week.
That's a good single. Started early and completed it. Who are you talking about, Avi?
The young off-spinner Munish Autar got just 1 wicket in the inter-county competition, but he was very dominant for East Coast in the Demerara Cricket Board Inter-Association competition. He's having an opportunity to play with the big boys here today, and hopefully he can make it count.
That's blasted over the top of extra cover. That's a magnificent maximum. He just delivered on the back foot, and the ball sailed away here. And looks a picture the white ball in brilliant sunshine. That's a great cricketing shot.
Well, if you're going to give him width and bowl half volley outside the off stump, that's what he's going to do with you, especially with the fielding restrictions that happens within the power play. He's a man in form, and his contribution here today would be key for the East Bank Eagles.
And he's a very, very strong guy, this Ricky Sargent. Laying on the back foot this time, can't pierce the offside field. And with the bowler continuing to bowl outside the line of the off stump. Well, that's a no ball, signaled by umpire Stefan Josiah. The first of this innings, and that's going to be a free hit. Will we see this one disappear in the landscape street?
Well, the Eagles would want to see it flying as far and wide as it could go. And he's a perfect man for this opportunity.
Eagle, one of the most prominent bird in Guyana, especially the harpy eagle. There are quite a few variety. Full toss, blasted high in the air. It's going to clear the ground onto the landscape street like we predicted. That's a great shot. That's how you treat a free hit from a no ball.
That's what you have to do with a free hit, and that's not how to bowl a free hit ball. Cashed in, second 6 in the over, and Ricky Sargent is on his way. And the East Bank Eagles, they're looking in charge here now after that very tight first over. They're with the momentum now in the second over of the innings. Score moves to 12. In fact, 19 without loss. 1 delivery remaining in the second over. And Ricky Sargent as well had a very good spell with the ball. 4 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 20, 17 dot balls in that spell.
And he's beginning to match that bowling performance with the bat in his hand. So, terrific start so far by the Eagles. They're hunting quick runs and they're very successful with it so far. 19 runs knocked off the force, 2 overs.
Sargent on 16 off 9, 1 4 and 2 sixes in that innings. And Quasim Yusuf, he's on 1 off 4.
And actually, Yusuf is in strike. With this kind of start here, you put the pressure right back on the East Coast Canje Phesants team.
So Dowlatram just the 5 runs in the very first over, but he started straying in line down the leg side. It's a wide 20 now without loss. This is the start of the third over.
And that's a little quicker through the air, having his man hurrying into the defensive shot, Yusuf. So while you are being very decent on one end, we saw the previous over went for how much? 14 runs. Nicely cut away and beat the diving fielder. And this ground is lightning fast. It's going to run away down towards the third man boundary. Well played by Yusuf.
Good shot in the end, just opening the face and steering it into the onside there for offside for a single. And he, for boundary, sorry, he moves to 5 now. It's 24 without loss.
The required run rate from here on 6.79. That's 120 runs off 106 balls.
And they're way ahead of that required rate. They're going at 10.29. And with all wickets in hand, you'd want to give them the advantage in this run chase at the moment.
That's a crisp back foot drive by the left-handed Yusuf. And the timing was superb there. Left the bat in a hurry. Sweet sound of the leather hitting the willow.
Sweet song indeed, and I now understand the sweet song coming from the bat of Ricky Sargent. It's an E4. Our good friend Ravi Atwaru from Cricket Zone USA.
Another one of your Enmore man. (26) without loss. We're in the third over. Big drive here by Ricky Sargent. And not making contact, goes by into the gloves of the keeper. But his intentions are clear. He's going to go after the bowling once the ball is in the slot.
Well, I would want to call Ravi one of my good friends. Good guy, contributed a lot to cricket. Always willing to support the development of cricket, especially at the youth level. He sponsored young Adrian Hetmeyer only recently. And he's starting to use the E4 gear.
Yes, and he's a wonderful gentleman. Had the privilege of spending some time by his home last year. Brought his wife, his son, and his daughter to Guyana, and was involved in some charity. And I was treated so well, living not far away from the Enmore Community Center down the Martyrs Road. This is bang, back over the head, caught down at the short, the long on position, straight down the throat of the fielder, and Sargent has to go. Well, the trap was set. They had the man fine at long on, and he just couldn't resist the temptation.
Big wicket here for East Coast Canje Phesants. He's a form man, and they've gotten him in the power play. They can try now to peck things back, and once they're able to do that, then they could keep things tight and they could be able to go through the innings. Alex Algo is the new batsman. He can hit it, but a massive wicket in the context of the game, in the context of the form that Ricky Sargent has shown in this tournament. 16 off 10, it's 26 for the loss of 1.
And Ivan, if you're going to curtail the scoring rate, the best you can do is to pick up wickets. So East Coast, they have taken the first wicket and a prize scalp. Ricky going for 16 from 10. So good breakthrough for them.
The Eagles are still ahead of the required rate at the moment. They're going at 8.67 and the required is 6.94. They would want to, first of all, get as many dot balls as possible in this phase of the innings. And once they're able to do that, that tends to build pressure. And with that, you could get wickets.
So Quasim Yusuf is in strike. Good stroke player down towards extra cover. With the new batter out in the middle there, Alex Algo. He's like a heavyweight champion out in the middle in boxing parlance. Getting the single down towards the mid-on area. Algo, very strong fella, right-hander. And we are having a little visit by the live wire here of Demerara Cricket, Mr. Anil Bihari. He's just visiting the commentary box. Had a hectic night the other night at the Cherry Jagan International Airport.
Well, he had a hectic day. He was here for the under-15 game, I remember. Then he went across to the Cherry Jagan International Airport to receive Shamar Joseph. And then he capped it off with a hearty dinner with His Excellency and Shamar Joseph at State House. All's well that ended well.
Yes, surely so. This is a delicately played shot down towards third man onto the front foot. In fact, it has run away into the third man boundary for 4. Well played, all time in, great placement. What a fine way to get off the mark, Alex Algo.
Yeah, just dabbing it around there and picking up a boundary off his first delivery. 31 for the loss of 1. Of course, the target is 144. This is the third place playoff in the Demerara Cricket Board Inter-Association T20 competition.
And again onto the front foot, opening the face. This time cannot beat the short third man, knocking it down and keeping them to 1. But he looks as though he has a lot of time to play his shots.
He played for Guyana, the youth level. Very good batsman. He's put on some weight since his youth days are over. Like with so many players, when their youth cricket days are over, they tend to maybe just chuck it aside and not giving much thought to go on to play at the senior level. And then they start playing just the scrubby games and not take cricket serious anymore. We've lost a lot of cricketers from the youth level over the years, Surjit. Some good talent.
Yes, we have. There's no doubt about that. But we always see a pattern of things beginning to happen here in Guyana for cricket over the last 2-3 years. 4 overs gone, 32 for the loss of 1. Our boys have been kept occupied. They are sponsored tournament and more cricket is being played. More grounds are being developed. So we are on the right trajectory here for creating the next generation of cricketers from Guyana.
Well, we have already had an issue with the under-19 players not being able to make that transition to the senior level. There's a huge gap between that. And I think the cricket board now, they're trying to institute more age group cricket within a level, under 21, under 23 competitions. And hopefully some of the players that maybe have a thought of not going on to senior level can use the under 21 and the under 23 competitions whenever they come on board to really catapult themselves onto the senior level. There are lots of opportunity, as we know, in cricket now. Guys could have an entire career playing cricket and even after cricket get into different aspects of cricket. So it's a good initiative to have more age group cricket even after the under 19 level.
Yes, sir. Over number 5 begins. Here's a big drive off the back foot, hung in the air. It's going to split the fielders away to the boundary. Will it get there? It does. That's a great shot. Now he's a powerfully built man. When he gets after it, they stay hit like that one.
Well, it seems he's out there with a mission to go after the bowling. His power play is still on and he's trying to maximize as much as possible in this phase of the game. 36 for 1. He's gone on to 9 off 3.
Yes, and he has always trusted his power, Alex Algo. And now this is intelligent cricket. Just smashed the boundary, realizing the ball wasn't where he wanted it. Nice soft hands through forward square and picking up a single.
Good cricket indeed. Not getting carried away with hitting the ball in the air. The opportunity for a single is there. That's better than a dot ball for the East Bank Eagles as they chase 144. That brings Quasim Yusuf, the opener, back in strike. The lone wicket to fall, Ricky Sargent, who has been the man in form for the East Bank Eagles.
And that was sweetly timed onto the back foot and stroking it away. Through extra cover, wide mid-off region. Can't score, but the timing was good. The intention was good. Again in that direction, straight to the fielder, who's a little bit out, and they collected the single. So good rotation in the striking area for the East Bank team.
They had a boundary out the very first delivery, so it's now about playing intelligent cricket, knock around the ball, get a few singles, and before you know it, they could get easily 8 to 10 runs in the over without taking risk.
So true. Niran is a little boy, the bowler. Now this is actually broadsided, brilliantly stopped down at mid-off. Great fielding there. That was whistling to the boundary.
Good stuff there from the guy at mid-off. Saved 4 runs there for sure. Look at that again. Wonderful fielding effort. And this would give the bowlers confidence. You mentioned Niran Benny, a little guy. That would give him a lot of confidence getting back up from his fielders.
Yes, nice on drive to get a single by the right-handed Alex Algo. 5 overs gone. At the end of 5, they're 39 for the loss of 1. Need 105 runs in 90 balls.
The target, of course, 144. Good recovery from the East Coast. Canje Phesants from 44 for 5, getting to 143 for 7. They came in with the momentum. Then they picked, the Eagles lost the wicket of Ricky Sargent. But after 5 overs, 39 for 1, they're ahead of what is required, 7.80. They're going at the required rate is 7.00. They're a bit ahead at the moment, and once they keep wickets in hand, they could dictate how the pace of this match would go. I leave you with more thoughts from Surjit, and it would be the voice of Dr. Ronaldo Magaral.
Yeah, so we're about to see the beginning of over number 6, 105 runs still required off 90 balls with 9 wickets standing. Good time to remind you viewers and listeners that you are viewing and listening to the Demerara Cricket Board Inter-Association T20 23-2024 competition. And this is compliments of SVC Precision Service Center, Tour Car Rental, the winner that's in the championship trophy game. This is banged down towards long on, just a single. That final will be coming up around 13 hours this afternoon. The winning team will walk away with 200,000 Guyana dollar, trophy plus medals for the players, and the first runner-up $100,000 trophy and medals. The third place playoff that we are witnessing now, $50,000 for the third place team. Fourth place, $25,000. Both will be getting trophies. MVP, $25,000 and trophy. While the emerging under 19 player in the tournament will be getting trophy along with most runs, most wickets, best fielder. So a number of incentives will be given away today. Sweetly timed and just a single. Hello, Dr. Ronaldo. 40 for the loss of 1. We're in over number 6. They're looking for 104 runs to win. Good start here by the East Bank Eagles.
Absolutely. Excellent start in comparison to East Coast. Still requiring 103 from 87 deliveries. Well on their way to chasing down these runs. Alex Algu has come. He's there on 12. Big shot. And that's going to clear the long on boundary. That's into Roger Harper's house. 6 runs.
Yes, for a moment I was afraid of John Ramsing, FL Sports Bus. I thought it was heading in that direction. But this guy is strong. And it just carted it way over the landscape street. That's a great shot.
Absolutely, and that's his role, I think. Coming at number 3. It's still in the power play, capitalizing on the field restrictions. He's hit 2 4s and that mighty 6 already. Striker 225. So he's on a mission, trying to get this game wrapped up very early.
So Aaron has to be careful. He's going again. This one is even higher and stronger. Bang onto the landscape street and then bounces into somebody's yard. That almost gone into Peter Rose Street. What a shot. I wonder what he had for breakfast.
Big shot from Alex Algu in the slot and a big slog sweep of the middle of the bat, bouncing on landscape streets into Peter Rose, and that's going all the way up to the border. Big shot there from Algu.
Well, he knows about heroes, Alex Algu. First, onto the landscape street. He's a hero. Then bounce onto the Peter Rose Street. So he's dealing with heroes at the moment here, the right-hander. Seems to be perfectly made for T20 cricket.
Yeah, and he's very experienced in this arena. Played a lot of T20 cricket in the United States. One of the fielders just checking his bat, saying, is that legal? Hitting it very sweetly, very cleanly.
Yes, sir. So that ball remained lost. Somebody's still searching for it. Play continues. Going again. That's high. It's hard. It's massive. And another tremendous blow here by Alex Algu. Well, he's dealing in 6s at the moment. What a fine shot to bring over number 6 to an end. 53 says the scoreboard for the loss of 1.
59 now. 59. So that 6 takes it to 59, but look at this shot. My gosh, in the slot again. And he just said, go fetch that. Another ball is lost. 6 overs completed. The East Bank Eagles 59 for 1. So they found it.
Yes, and there's a broad smile on the youngster's face. And he's going to come back with the ball. I think that was the one that was hit just now. The previous one is still missing. And if I was that youngster, man, I would be scooting up the Peter Rose Street. I would not have been bringing that back. He's an honest guy.
Yeah, that last over cost him 20 runs. Now the Eagles requiring 85 from 84. Just about to run the ball now. Algu, he's on 30. Just 10 deliveries. Sergeant went early for 16. Yusuf went for 9. Sorry, Yusuf is there on 9. But 59 off the power play. Very good start for the Eagles.
Yes, and just losing the lone wicket. This is exactly, what they would have been satisfied with. Algu, tremendous form. 30 from 10. Look at that. His partner, Qasim Yusuf, 9 from 16, playing the supporting role. He's in strike at the moment. And Dr. Ronaldo, it's always good when Cooperate Guyana could come on board. And kudos to the Demerara Cricket Board for attracting the SVC Inc. Precision Service Center, that's a tour car rental, for sponsoring their T20 Inter-Association tournament.
Yeah, and they say money makes the world go round. Money is very important to run these tournaments. So big thank you to SVC.
Yes, and money is well spent because the tournament has been well organized. We had matches played in Demerara. We went across to the West Coast Demerara at MMZ ground. That was a terrific atmosphere. And today at DCC, this is the third place playoff. Lots of incentives, trophies, and medals for the grabs. In fact, the winner of this tournament will receive $200,000 medals and trophy, while the runner-up will cart off $100,000 trophy and medals for the players. Drive off the back foot in the air. Nicely knocked down on the long on boundary, keeping them to 1. And then look at that third and fourth position teams. 50,000, 25,000 trophies respectively. And then the MVP of the tournament, a trophy and 25,000. Then the emerging on the 19th player of the tournament, most runs, most wickets, best fielder, comprehensive sharing out of awards, both financial trophies and medals.
You mentioned emerging player on 19 player of the tournament. We see one in action here now, Niran Bani. He's playing for Demerara on the 19 just last year. He's into his second over rather. Good start. Is that a drop catch? He's going to run away for 4, but I want to see that one again. Another 4 to Algu. Let's run the ball now.
Before you can say Algu, that ball had gone screaming over the head of the player down at short extra cover. Did he got a touch on it? Looks as though he didn't touch it. It screamed over his head and whistled away to the boundary for 4. That's awesome power.
And this is a good cricket. You got a boundary. Just rotate and strike. Throwing the bowler off his length and line. New batter now on strike here. And that's what the coaches say. You got a boundary. You're going well in the over already. No need to go again. Rotate the strike. The partnership already on to 3rd and 9.
Yes, 39 runs from 23 balls.
35 of those from Algu.
So let's see if Little Bani can restrict them now. Can. Yes, he has done it. Just a single there. Good delivery, and he's changing the angle here, Ronaldo. He's coming around the wicket here. That's a big drive. Good looking shot.
He's gone all the way. That's 4 runs. Beating a man in long off. It was just so anticlimactic.
Well, the timing was great. Superb timing. 7 overs gone. 65 for the loss of 1. 79 required from 78 balls. And it has been all East Bank Eagles after the loss of the first wicket.
Yes, earlier, the Canje Phesants made 143 for 7 of their 20 overs. Eagles in reply, they're 6-9 for 1, so requiring 75. But they have a lot of time, 78 deliveries, 9 wickets in hand. They're definitely in the driver's seat and should take away 3rd place.
Well, it's the Canje Phesants against the Eagles. The Canje Pheasant is actually our national bird here in Guyana, with its scientific name being the Hutzin. It is known to inhabit the Canje River, Maikoni and Mahaika rivers in particular. So if you're going to Shamar Joseph's home in Baracara, the Canje pheasant, they're in flocks along the Canje River.
Much flatter this time from Nizam Khan, not giving him all a flight or pitching it up into that slot.
Have you ever seen a live Canje pheasant, Ronaldo?
Only in the zoo.
Only in the zoo. You're a tongue man, you know. Yes, beautiful bird. Has a when both wings are open. This is smashed over the top of cover out towards the boundary area. In fact, the catch has been taken. Yes, just below the shadows of the commentary box. For a moment, I thought he would have cleared the field, but the catch has been taken, and Algu has to go, but not after doing some damage. 35 from 14.
Yeah, dangerous innings here from Alex Algu, and maybe, just maybe, there is a sniff for the East Coast Canje Phesants. They have the danger man. Can they pull it back now? Let's see.
Well, it will take a lot of hard work by the East Coast team to pull this one back, but it's very possible that it can happen.
There's a nice diving catch there from the field out to dismiss Algu. The Eagles now 2 down. It looks like Leon Swami going out to the middle.
That's Leon Swami. Can't miss him. He has this long, well, not all that long, but for a boy or a man, it's considered long here. Just below the shoulders. Looks a little bit curly there too. Well groomed. And there's a little pony on it.
He as well, very dangerous batsman. Maybe they're looking to get this over with very, very quickly, have some lunch, have a relax, and then watch this final that's going to take place at 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Yes, and that final we are talking about is between the Georgetown Cricket Association Panthers and the West Dem Cricket Association Jaguars. So the Panthers against the Jaguars. Lots of roaring will take place out in the middle.
Absolutely, that's a battle of the big cats this afternoon. Right now we're witnessing the third place playoff. The battle of the birds. The Eagles up against the Canje Phesants. Eagles losing their second wicket there.
So Nizam Khan continues from the southern end of the ground, and Swami will be taking his first delivery. That's quicker through the air. Taking Swami by a little bit of surprise. Had to jam down on it at the last moment. So it's not all going to be tossing it up in this version of the game. Sometimes the quicker ball can be devastating. Another quicker one, but straying down the leg side this time. Maybe trying a little bit too hard.
Yeah, bouncing back on this over though. First over he bowled, went for 20. That's where Algu took into him. You know, he's coming back. Just one of the over and a wicket so far. Make that 2. But a good comeback from Nizam Khan. Eagles requiring less than a run a ball. 74 from 75. Still in a good position. Khan bowling quicker now. Ricochet in the outfield. They're going to get 2. Bit of a misfield there. But good backing up.
Yeah, Ronaldo, those are not good signs. In the first place, that ball should have been stopped. The fielder had enough opportunity to get behind and stop it. He spilled it through. Then the backup in the outfield spilled it through, allowing the second run.
Once again, we see this back of a length delivery from Nizam Khan to end the 8 over. The East Bank Eagles 73 for 2. Yusuf has been there from the start, 60 from 21. Leon Swami has joined him. And just dismissed was Alex Algu, 35 from 15 deliveries, 3 fours and 3 sixes, a strike rate of 233. And he has surely done the damage already to the East Coast Canje Phesants. And they'll do well to come back into this game. Still a lot of batting to come. Jeremiah Scott, Sagar Heteramani, Anton Lim. Those guys can bat. So 71 and 72, very gettable. Leon Swami.
Yes, and all the bowlers used so far, 5 of them, they have picked up wickets. Swami and Sargent, 2 apiece. The others picking up 1. So good all-round performance.
Yes, G, that was this first innings. This is the second innings here. We have 4 bowlers used. A wicket to Daulatram and Nizam Khan in that last over.
So they're fighting here East Coast, Ronaldo. I mean, 71 runs to get from 72 balls. The fall of a few wickets can really tilt the balance in this game. So you just cannot give up.
Yes, a new bowler now. Aaron Bihari is going to come into the attack. Loss of flight. 6 runs for his delivery. Full toss, over pitching, and punished. Is that a no ball as well? It is. It is. So
Well,
free hit.
Yes, what Aaron was trying to do there was to give the ball generous flight. And in so doing, he just missed it. And it ended up being a full toss. Swami did the right thing, put it away. But to add some salt to the wound now, it's a no ball, so it's a free hit.
Lots of flight again. And this one's gone farther. Out of DCC. 6 more runs.
Yes, well, another full toss here by the youngster. And Swami is not going to mess around with those. We know his all-round capability with ball now bat in hand. And he just waited on that slow full toss and cracked it high over wide mid-wicket. Magnificent shot.
Lots of pressure now on Bihari. 13 runs already off his over. Just 1 legal delivery. Can he bounce back? Finish well. Goes again. And he's out this time. Good comeback from Bihari. After going for 2 sixes, he gets his man. Leon Swami has to go for 13. And maybe, third one falls. Is there a sniff for the Canje Phesants?
You never know, it might very well happen here. They will have great thoughts about that idea. But another delivery on the full, this one a little bit flatter, a little bit lower. Swami could not resist it. He was looking for another maximum, holding out towards long off. And Aaron Bihari has gotten his man. He will feel great revenge.
As always, very sweet as a bowler. Being hit for 2 sixes, coming back and getting his wicket. So he has the last laugh. In walks Jeremiah Scott. Brilliant fielder. We know he can bat. He likes to take on those quick singles, push the fielders, put some pressure on the fielding captain. Big discussion there with team and umpire Gas, or Nadir Bashk. Everyone knows him as Gas.
Yes, that's a guy who has always been around. And look what those 2 shots, those 2 maximum with the no ball did. 13 runs off the first 2. Reduce the runs to 58 from 70 balls. That makes it much more easier for the Eagles team.
The required run rate now under 5. Very gettable at this stage, at this level of cricket. On a lush looking outfield here at DCC. Big drive. Beating the fielder, and that's 4 runs. Good start to Scott.
Oh, I think the fielder just mistimed the dive there. He actually dived with the ball going under his body and went away to the boundary for 4. Could have done a little bit better with that one in the field, put in the dive and didn't stop it.
Another drive into the gap, and that's 4 more. Same delivery, same shot, same outfield fielder, and then same result.
Too full, and he's been trying to bowl full right into the block hole and over pitching. All the deliveries that he has sent down so far, young Aaron, would have been full deliveries. That's something he needs to work on. Just pull it back a little, because the run rate is just getting away. 94 for 3, and we're only over number 9. Another full toss. Could have done better with that one, Jeremiah Scott. He did not.
And a bit of a smile there from Scott, knowing he missed out. Not a full toss from Barry. I think he's just trying a little bit too much. Last one was a seam-up delivery. Once again, swinging away. Pass the fielder. He should have done better, and that's 4 more. What a big over this is for the Eagles, and they're well on their way. 4 to 6 required from 6 to 6. 9 overs completed. Eagles 98 for 3. 25 coming off that over. 1 wicket, but the 25 runs, that will surely hurt the Canje Phesants. Eagles well on their way, going at almost 11 runs and over. Algu did the damage earlier, 35 from 15. Rick Sargent is there on 16. He went for 16 rather. Yusuf, he's there on 16. And Scott, 12 from 4, including 3 boundaries. Everyone that's come in has made good of this good batting track. And of course the lush outfield here. Eagles should go on to win this. Alongside me now I have John Ramsing. John, what do you make of the action so far?
Hello Ronaldo, hello everyone. I'm happy that I'm witnessing this. This is what T20 cricket is all about. It's a good display of the beautiful sport. You mentioned the batters. Look at the bowling figures there. Just a few dot balls. Nizam Khan, who's going to continue to finish off his spell now. 1 for 24. Looking a little bit above the rest in terms of what he's doing. But the batting of the East Bank Cricket Association Eagles really taking this game by the horn. Playing shots all around the ground. Entertaining the crowd here at DCC. And like I said, that is what T20 cricket is all about. Good delivery, but Scott there. It's for Quasim. It's Quasim actually who is getting an inner part of the bat. Quasim played national football for this country at the youth level. His father plays softball cricket and is still very active as a player at the over 50 level. Getting close to the 100 mark. The assault continues, and this game can be over in a rush.
I think that just shows you how good of a batting paradise this pitch is. Batsmen can play their shots, play through the line, and get value for their shots.
I remember in the glory days, Travis Dowling, Nolan McKenzie, good shot, swinging up, looking for the gap at mid-wicket. Could have been 2 there, but they're a bit hesitant in the running. Keith Semple, Steve Messiah and the likes playing shots all around this ground here in the early days in the 90s. Getting good value for their strokes. 100 on the board now for the Eagles. They're soaring towards the 3rd place victory here. Big appeal, not outsays umpire Josiah. Quick one, that was darted in.
That was a close one. Let's see the replay on this one. Maybe a little bit of bats to save him. It was very close though.
Over pitching this time, but still will not get a boundary. Daulat Ram is on the boundary at long off. That's 10. 101 on the board, 3 down. Target 144. We'll take a break because there's drinks. When we come back, we'll have the rest of the game for you. So welcome back to the action here at DCC. Third place playoff between the East Bank Cricket Association Eagles, who are batting now, looking to get 144 to win from their 20 overs, and East Coast Cricket Association Canje Phesants. Just 43 needed from 60 deliveries. Scott and Yusuf at the crease, well set. One bowler bowled out so far is Nizam Khan, 1 for 27 from his 4. So we're ready to see this game through. So it's young Otar into the attack now. Starts with a quick delivery outside the line of the leg stump. So extras as well, adding to the total. And there's another incentive for this game here, Ronaldo, and to everyone watching. This game is being carried live as well on the Guyana TV network. This is groundbreaking because this is the first live game that originating from FL Sport to go live on the network. There is previous content from FL Sport on the network, but not live. So this is groundbreaking for cricket, for FL Sport, and for the Guyana Television Network. So if you want to get more of the action, you can also download the app to get it Guyana Television Network. Just go to the App Store and search for Guyana TV Network. It's the future of sport in Guyana, just as FL Sport.
It's definitely a step in the right direction. We see around the world with the development of all these different leagues and different formats of the game. It's always good to see Guyana cricket being put out there on different platforms. Guyana Television Network just offered a new platform for persons to view our local cricket. See some of these local stars, future stars that will represent Guyana and the West Indies, maybe. So there's a new bowler, Munish Autar, on a 15 bowler. We saw him in inter-county earlier this week. Good start so far. There's 3 runs rather, off his bowling so far.
Just off of the under 15 in the county tournament as well. And that is another step in the right direction in his career as a young cricketer. Space is becoming available because some of the senior players like Chandrika and Hemraj not available. Both sides being depleted because of some of the other players opting for other engagements. So thus young Otar making his debut. Just a little bit wayward again. But it's good to see also the return of inter-association cricket onto the Denmark Cricket Board umbrella. I remember when I was playing at the DCC ground, at the under 15 level, DCC club, Denmark Cricket Club, after inter-association matches with GCC, DCC, Everest, Maltinos, sometimes Guyana, sometimes UIO, as the over comes to an end, 106 for 3. They pick a team to represent Georgetown to take on West Demerara, East Bank Demerara, and East Coast Demerara. And once you're good enough to get into that team and play in those matches, you're eligible for selection to the county side, Demerara County. And that's why you start to get stronger players with better ability going up that ladder and so on. So wide pool, then you go up. I remember in 1996, after that format was used and we got to the county level, that's where I ended. Then inter-county came, and then you started to wrestle for a selection for the national side, for the Guyana team. As the new over begins. And I remember the first game, I was actually at school in the Bishop's High School, knowing that the inter-county has started. The first ever Guile sponsored it, I remember that very clearly. And I'm in my classroom thinking I should have been at the venue. And when I got the scores later on in the day, because there was no technology back then to follow live, that Senior in Chattagool was playing for Berbice, and he got a big one to start things off. Nice cover drive, good feeling as well from Bihari. I was thinking to myself, because I was a bit timid at the time as well in terms of my cricketing career, that it's a good thing. I did not go to try to wrestle for a place in that national side to competing with the likes of Senior Ryan Chantagoon, who we went on to play not only for Guyana, but for the West Indies much later on. But that format has been used, over that model has been used over the years, and it's good to see it coming back now at a senior level in the Denmark Cricket Board setup.
Slower one, but hit into the gap. It's definitely good to see more cricket being played before you make a national team. You know, you should have a lot of cricket under your belt. So the more cricket these players play at this level, when they move up, whether they in the county level, take it on to the national level, playing for Guyana, the more experience they have, the better they'll perform on those stages.
12 gone, 100. Oh.
It's a 12 gone, 110 for 3. 34 more runs required from 8 overs. Required run rate 4.25. The Eagles, they're well set. They have Jeremiah Scott, who's on 16. Yusuf on 21 from the start. They're well set to get these 34 runs. East Coast Canje Phesants, they'll be looking for a miracle. Maybe they're on a 15 boy. Munish Outar can serve up something special in this over. Here's 6 more from him.
He had a nervous start this first over. You can tell nerves there, which is normal. Scott looking to get a big one. Not timing it very well. But this tournament started last December. There was also a team from Upper Demerara. So that team was eliminated, did not get to the semi-final stage. Then had these two teams along with the two teams that will play in the next game. The Georgetown Cricket Association Panthers and the West Demerara Jaguars. So it's good to see inter-association cricket at the senior level back again. Quick delivery on the line of the middle stump. Yusuf is equal to the task. Slightly beaten for pace.
Yusuf has been going at a strike rate of 6-7 just about throughout his entire innings. But the important thing is that he's there. He's staying there, offer himself as a partner to whoever's there. As they take after the bowling or go after the bowling, he's just ensuring that he anchors the innings and stays there. Big shot from Jeremiah Scott. And that one's gone. Another ball lost today.
Has gone sailing out of the Denmark Cricket Club ground. That has gone into the Queenstown Secondary School, which is behind where we are situated. Good connection. Had to fetch it from outside its off stump. But got good connection. Bottom hand coming into play. Placement was perfect as well. And as usual, a spinner will follow up with a quicker delivery after being hit for a boundary. It's so predictable.
Yes. Scott feels he missed out there. There's no one back on the boundary behind point. If he had got bat on that one should have been 4 as well. Big shot again, but yorking himself there, taking a step down the track. So 118 for 3 after 13 overs. They need 26 more from 7. We have a look at the bowlers so far used. 6 options used. Gainda and Bihari really got some stick earlier on. But Daulutram is bowled well so far, 1 for 60 in Hizam Khan, who opened the bowling. 1 for 27 from his 4. Excellent stuff. And then Outar, the other 15 boy, coming in for his first game. 2 overs, none for 13. Pegging things back, slowing down the rate, but with just 3.7 runs required per over. They need some wickets to put some pressure on these Eagles.
Nice single being taken. So rotation in the strike is important as well. Both Scott and Yusuf very positive. One right, one left-handed, of course. So that also gives the bowler something different to think about when they're bowling. Different line, different length. Into his drive very early. There's a field at long on coming around. And he takes it, tumbling catch. Kept his eyes on it, was traveling just a little bit. And he's holding on. Can't believe that he has it still. Might have injured himself slightly, but he held on. 190 now for 4. Scott goes for 23.
Yeah, for a moment there, I thought he misjudged it. Came in too much. We had to just take a step back. And then last minute leap. Got him in range. He held on. In walks Anton Lim now in at number 5. In at number 6 with the fourth one down. There's 25 runs required. Lots of time. 40 deliveries left. Anton Lim, he can finish it in an over. East Bank full of big hitters.
Just a few days ago, right here at DCC, we saw that final round match in the Intercounty on the 15 tournament. Demerara, current champions now, or new champions against Berbice. That went down to the last ball. Will we see another situation like this? It can happen if East Coast Canje Phesants continue to pick up wickets.
Yeah, that match was nail-biting. Had a lot of persons here on the edge of their seats. And what I liked most about that over, I mean, the cricket was going on there, but the energy and enthusiasm from the crowd, it really added to the atmosphere here at DCC.
Yeah, DCC tend to give you that kind of intimate setting. Just one grandstand and everyone else on the boundary edge will tend to be shouting in your ears. Quick one, edge past the keeper and the first slip as well. Went into the hand of the first slip fielder. And that's Williams, Robin Williams, that first slip. It got to him quickly and just couldn't hold on. Chance.
Definitely a chance. Good height as well. This one, moving away, coming in. Oh, sharp chance to his left shoulder. And he just reacted too slowly. Chance gonna be again.
Yeah, the reflexes got to be really on flick to be in those positions. Williams was not quite ready for that one. Got to him very quickly. This time, runs for the Eagles. Well, just a single to Yusuf. So now brought it down to under 4 hits. So 23 required still. 6 overs to go after this one.
Yeah, lots of time left in the game. 23 runs. Not a big task, not a big ask. But it's just if these East Bank players can just hold their own, hold the composure, and get these runs. Big shot again into the gap. With good work out on the long on boundary. That's how Lim plays. Once it's in his slot, he will go after it. He plays fearless cricket. 14 gone. Eagles, 122 for 4.
Winning side will take away the third place trophy and $50,000. And that is what I'm talking about. That scoreboard. A lot of persons will congregate on that scoreboard and really have the feelers especially on their toes. Giving a lot of encouragement, giving a lot of support sometimes, but also can give a lot of criticisms. And depends how mentally strong or weak you are. It will either affect you or aid you. $50,000 to the winning team from this match. And a trophy. $25,000 will go to the fourth place team and a trophy as well. But then the big one, $200,000 for the winner this afternoon, along with trophy and medals, and $100,000 with a trophy and medals as well for the team that will lose the final. Nice lineup of individual prizes available as well. Outar to continue. Quick one again. The emerging under 19 player of the tournament will get a trophy. The player who scores the most runs in the tournament will get a trophy. Same for the bowler who gets the most wicket and the best fielder. I guess they're going to judge that one based on the number of catches taken in the outfield, because there's no prize for best wicket keeper. And I'm sure as a wicket keeper yourself, not pleased with that, Magara.
Absolutely not. Every tournament, year after year, the wicketkeeper does not get any prize. Hello, viewers.
So Betty's in house as well. Not sure what's his bet today in this game.
There's an FL team there. Well decked out. You know what color is this, John? Is this pink?
When I was at school, this was red. We had few colors back in the 90s. These days, I do not want to be a school child. They have so many different colors and different names for the same colors we were exposed to earlier. Pink, orange, I don't know. It's a whole lot of different colors these days. I know it's beautiful. It's an attractive color.
There's an FL team always.
Look at that score before you go on. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 15th.
Quick single taken. That man out and long off. Halfway there. Not fully in at mid off. Not fully back and long off. Close call there. Yes, FL Sport always looks good. Well decked out in their uniform. Whether it's blue or teal. As Betty from Perica says. Some persons know him as Benji. Big shot. It's going to go for. Yes. Beats the fielder there. Out on the long on boundary. Bit of a slog, but got 4 runs for it.
Yeah, he backed himself and he got good rewards for it. 128 for 4. Still 16 away now. With 5 overs to go. This is the type of ground you cannot chase easily. You gotta cut off the balls in the outfield and run around it. So couldn't chase it, and it was hit in the gap. Couldn't cut it off either. Boundary. So nice partnership again developing with Anton Lim and Kwazim Yusuf. Runs for Autar of his bowling. 16 to get from the last 5. And from this stage, it's only one direction this match is going. We can all start preparing for the final.
Niran Bani is going to come back into the attack for the 16th over. Required run rate 3.2. Very guessable.
T20 World Cup slated for the Caribbean in June. Matches at Providence here in Guyana. So we welcome each and every one of you, not in Guyana, to come home to be part of that as well. Second staging of the T20 World Cup in the Caribbean. Second time it will be at Providence as well in the history of T20 World Cups. This one is played down towards long off and beats the field as well. Diving effort. And in the end it got onto his foot and across the ropes. Sliding effort, but couldn't save the boundary.
Yeah, it was
132 now.
It was a powerful shot. Shortish delivery. On the back foot, punching it strongly down the ground by Yusuf. I'm not sure what kind of football skills he has there. Needs to work on him. Nicely watched. Guided into a vacant space in the offside. 11 more now.
So I guess as well, Ronaldo, you're looking forward to that T20 World Cup. First staging of it in Guyana was in 2010. Maybe you were in a cradle in 2010.
That has to be a big cradle.
What do you say? Were you a chubby baby?
2010, I was busy writing Common Entrance, or NGSA as we know it as now.
And that World Cup coming to Guyana is a record in its own for our country. It's the only territory in the Caribbean that is set to host all all tournaments since World Cup started to come to the Caribbean. Swung away down towards mid wicket, finding the boundary. Runs coming quickly now again. At the end of the 16th, 137 now, with just 7 needed.
Yeah, it's almost over. What we can say is a one-sided affair here. East Bank dominating this game rather, for the most part, restricting the Canje Phesants to just 143. Now they're just 7 runs away from third place, 7 runs away from $50,000 and their trophy.
Yeah, so we're saying 2007 50 overs World Cup, Guyana hosted. 2010 T20 World Cup, Guyana hosted. 2018 Women's World T20, Guyana hosted. Under 19 Men's World Cup in 2022, Guyana hosted. And now we're set to host again in the Men's T20 World Cup in 2024. While other countries have hosted matches as well, none have hosted all those tournaments I've mentioned. Might have missed one, might have missed two. Trinidad and Tobago, Antigua and Barbuda have been consistent hosts, but not hosting everything.
That's a nice start to have as a country. I can only get better from here. At least I hope so. The government of Guyana have been investing in sport.
Wonderful shot, finding the gap again. And now, one hit away. Quasim Yusuf getting into the 30s. He's onto 34 now. There's just 3 needed.
Yeah, good shot. Picking his gap. Didn't look to hit it too hard, but once he got in that gap there, as you mentioned in the last over, it'll be 4 runs. Very fast outfield here at DCC. Just 3 now required.
So 13 hours 30. Georgia Cricket Association Panthers and the West Demerara Jaguars will be in action. Hope you can join us on FL Sport. On the Guyana Television Network as well. That's Guyana TV Network. Good delivery. So Outar looking to finish his spell, looking to get a wicket at least in his debut game. And on the 15th player playing in this senior tournament. That's good for the young man. But the way Quasim Yusuf is looking, he's well set. Will not want to give it away as well. Want to see it home. 4 fours are ready for him. Nice bowling, pushing him back. And it's good for Outar, the rookie, to have a well set batter. Quiet, being kept quiet. Driven nicely, exquisite shot. Will it have the legs to get to the boundary? No. And they'll settle on just a single. Bad running again.
Yeah, but good finish to Outar. His spell is completed. Just 24 runs off his 4 overs. Good start for the youngster. 17 overs gone. Eagles 1 for 2 for 4. Just 2 required now for third place.
The bowling. Daulatram 2 for 20 from his 4. Nizam Khan and Aaron Bihari getting in the wickets column. Outar, Khan and Daulatram finishing their spell of 4 overs. Some bowling options there now, but this will be the over it will finish. Based on how the Eagles have been going about their run chase, I don't think they will take it to the last ball of the game. The scheduled last ball, I must say. Because if it comes up now, that 2 runs, that is the last ball of the game. So Arun Gander, the former under 15 national player.
John, the field has come in. Both long on and long off. Into the circle now. punch straight to that fielder. No run. So we go again.
Well, the field in to save the singles. That's a good move from the captain to build some pressure. Hoping his bowler can also continue to bowl nagging line and length. Not only to get the wicket of Qasim Yusuf, but to keep him quiet in the meantime. There he goes. Will not be bogged down for long. The slog sweep coming out and it goes down towards that straightish mid-wicket area and he gets the winning run. 6 runs for Qasim Yusuf. He's finishing on 41. Victory coming up for the Eagles in the 18th over, winning comfortably by 6 wickets with 2 overs and 3 deliveries to spare. Convincing win. Congratulations to the Eagles. And finishing 3rd in a 5-team tournament sounds better than 4th.
Definitely. Good work by the Eagles. Made it look easy today, knocking off the Canje Phesants.
Handshakes and smiles all over. Well done to the Demerara Cricket Board for organizing this tournament, I said. And congratulations to the Eagles. The Eagles played with a lot of heart in this tournament. I remember after the final preliminary game when they played against the Georgia Cricket Association Panthers and they had to play them the next day in the semi-final. They were so pumped up that they were going to win that semi-final. They had a chance, but eventually give it away. Now we can see why that confidence level was so high. They're playing a good brand of cricket and they've dominated this game against the Canje Phesants and deservedly finishing 3rd.
Yeah, good stuff from the Eagles. All-round performance from both bowlers and batters. Here we have the scorecard. Qasim Yusuf leading the way, 41 from 49, 4 fours, 1 6. But it was the innings from Al Ghul that really broke the back of this run chase. 35 off just 15 deliveries, 3 fours and 3 sixes. He had support from Jeremiah Scott, who blazed the start, 23 from 17. Starts for Sargent, Swami, and Anton Lim. He stayed to the end there. But an easy chase for the Eagles, 148 for 4.
And then look at the bowling. Dawlat Ram started with Khan, and they started very well with the event. They both got into the wickets column, 1 to Aaron Bihari. But all in all, not good enough to keep things quiet and to prevent the Eagles from going home with the 3rd place trophy. They're soaring very high. 9 extras as well.
Yeah, so congratulations to the East Bank Eagles. 3rd place in Demerara Cricket Board's T20 Inter-Association Tournament. Thank you for joining FL Sports coverage of this 3rd place playoff. Join us just about 1:30, where we'll witness the Georgetown Panthers up against the West Demerara Jaguars. They'll be competing in the grand final. So stay tuned.